At the end of the day, most social workers want financial independence so they can have more autonomy to do more of the things that they love and be able to give back in ways that are fulfilling and most meaningful to them. One way to get there is through entrepreneurship, which we talk a lot about on this channel. I personally love nothing more than helping social workers turn their skills into monetized businesses that help a lot of people. But even if you're in a traditional 9-to-5, there's a path to financial independence that doesn't require you to start a business or even have a high-paying job if that's what you think you've been missing. Now, my goal on this channel is to empower you to leverage your knowledge, values, and skills to make more money so that you can live life on your own terms. And when I asked you what you wanted to know most about, you told me that you most wanted to know how to be financially independent and retire early. So today I want to formally introduce you to a movement called FIRE, which conveniently stands for Financial Independence Retire Early. Now, what makes FIRE so unique is that it prioritizes funding retirement years or even decades in advance of standard retirement age, with the goal being to amass enough savings early on to be able to live off of a small percentage of that whole in the future. Now, here's my disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I a FIRE expert. But what I've learned so far is that while the goal is to be financially independent and retire early, if that's what you want, there are a few different approaches to FIRE, which we'll talk about now. And if you're new here, welcome to Rich Social Worker. I'm Eva Ford, social worker, mindset mentor, and coach. And if you've been looking for steps, strategies, and systems to grow your impact and your income, you are definitely in the right place. And you're going to want to subscribe, stick around, and turn on the notification bell so that you're always in the know every time I upload a new video. So the overarching strategy to FIRE is to reduce your expenses while maximizing your savings. And aside from minimizing expenses and eliminating frivolous spending like redundant subscriptions or frequent restaurant outings, FIRE followers usually seem to take a multifaceted approach to maximize their investments to at least 50% of their annual income. So lots of them will maximize their jobs matching 401k or 403b contributions, something that Dr. Carol Lucas spoke a lot about in this conversation. Many invest heavily in assets like stocks, bonds, and mutual funds, and we'll talk about that more in a future video. And some find their paths in alternative investments like real estate or cryptocurrency and private equity, which Tiffany Tate introduces to in this conversation. And others, and this seems to be a smaller group of FIRE followers, build businesses that passively fund their early retirement. But from my research and what I can tell, it seems to be a combination of at least two of those things. Theoretically, the more streams of income you have funding your financial investments or your portfolio, and the earlier you start, the faster you can grow your portfolio and benefit from the magic of compounding to get to financial independence, which is an actual number. Now, everybody's financial independence number is different and depends on how much you plan to live on each year once you leave your job, if leaving your job early is your goal. And in FIRE, the most popular way to determine your number is by multiplying your annual expenses by 25, saving that, and applying the 4% rule. Now, the 4% rule was developed by financial planner William Bengen in 1994. And back then, in his research, he found that people could safely withdraw 4% of their investments for at least 30 years without exhausting their savings. So, assuming you plan to live on $60,000 a year, you'll need to have $1.5 million in your portfolio to withdraw 4% or $60,000 a year without running out of money. Now, before you go shutting me down because you think that saving that kind of money is unattainable for you, let me stop you right there and remind you that you're here so you can learn how you can make your dreams of financial independence a reality, and I'm here to show you. So let me know in the comments if you're still with me and are committed to financial freedom. Recently, the 4% rule has received some criticism because of slower interest growth and rising retirement expenses over time. So I encourage you to do more research into this strategy for yourself, and I've shared some links in the description below for you to check out. In fact, one of those resources is from an anonymous social work blogger at Love Feeds Wealth. Under the pen name Tara Red, she shares her FIRE journey, and in August 2020, she talked about initializing financial capability because she said financial independence may not be possible or desirable for everyone. She defines financial capability as the ability or opportunity to pursue your happiness, however it morphs over time. So Do you want to know what you've got to do to prepare for financial independence? You'll need to complete one of these. It's your personal financial statement, and it consists of your income statement and your balance sheet. Think of it like your financial report card that'll communicate in a snapshot what your performance is financially. Now, if this sounds intimidating because maybe you're afraid that you're in a worse financial situation than you want to be, I highly encourage you to take this step, because knowing your financial situation is exactly the thing that will put you in a position of power, because you'll be able to see where your money is going or where it's not growing and what you've got to do about it. Now, income is money that comes into your life from things like your salary, royalties, or interest, or an income generating business. Expenses are things that you pay out, like food, rent or mortgage, taxes, and monthly bills. Assets are things that put money in your pocket, like money from rental property, savings accounts, stocks and bonds, and mutual funds, or anything of value that can be readily turned into cash and liquidated. And liabilities cost you, like a loan or your credit cards or that vehicle that you have a responsibility to compensate for every month. Now, to fill out your income statement, you're going to record every single penny that comes into or goes out of your life in one of those 4 categories. And if you find that your expenses are greater than your income, then the first thing you know you've got to do is either increase your income or decrease your expenses. There's really no two ways about it. The whole premise of financial independence is about stashing money, not being in debt or breaking even. So start there. And if you don't have anything in the assets category yet, that'll be your step number 2, because your assets are what you're going to use to draw money from that will provide the lifestyle that you want in the future. You can also have assets like a business that make money for you and pump in income on a regular basis. Now, I know it can be intimidating for some people to learn about assets and how to invest in things that will grow your money, but knowing how to make your money make more money for you is literally the only thing standing between you and financial independence. So it's definitely worth learning about. You can seek out a financial advisor. You can even make an appointment to meet with your employers to talk about your investment options with the company. And there are tons of free or low-cost resources online to help you learn about investing and growing your assets. As author and businessman Robert Kiyosaki says, it's not how much money you make, but how much money you keep, how hard it works for you, and how many generations you keep it for. Let me know in the comments if any of this was helpful for you. Now, in the next video, you're going to meet Love Feeds Wealth blogger Tara Red on her FIRE journey and how you can get started on the right foot. So make sure you're subscribed and your notification bell is on so that you know when I post. Thanks so much for being here. I believe you can dream, be, do, or have anything you want, but it starts with your mindset, so make sure it's a rich one. I'll see you in the next video.